Hello, everyone. This is your host with the hostess with the mostest, Jacqueline Charles, with the Women Are Worthy Network. Now, look, in the event that you need to put on sunglasses because our guest Fruitkid, he is basically God's light is just shining on him. So in the event that you can't really see because he's glowing, because he had to change his camera angles, right? Because this beam of light was just, it was a force to be reckoned with. And when I tell you, I didn't even start the show yet.
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna believe you until I show this. Yeah.
I know it was amazing. So that's why we're running a little bit, I wouldn't say tardy, I would say, because he wanted to get the correct angle, right? So let me do a little bit about housekeeping before my people get on me. If you want to join our tribe, you must subscribe. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Jacqueline Charles, the creator of Women Are Worthy, the founder and the creator of the Women Are Worthy Network. We choose to put people on this platform who are who are doing things that are positive, that's impacting this world, impacting their space, impacting the planet. Positive Pollies or positive Peters. So if you're negative, just go on and move because I'm all about energy. I'm all about transferring energy. So if you're in that negative space, this is not the place for you, okay? But with people like us, you have no choice but to join us, right? So we have the infamous Meet Mr. Clinton Kamara, otherwise known as AKA Fruitkid, right? He basically promotes people and help people in the plant-based space, and he helps them to lose weight. He wants to create a positive space for them because, again, you want to get rid of the stinking thinking. And that also includes what you're eating. I got to write that down. I got to do a little right? So we're here so let me tell you what brought me to him. I've been on social media and I've been seeing him. I've been cyber stalking him. He doesn't know it's me. He can now call off the police or call off the constable on me because I've been basically stalking him and I love his content. You have to go on his page, Fruitkid. I'm telling you, he has amazing information. He's a wealth of resources, right? So this particular platform or this segment is called Unlock Your True Potential with Fruitkid. Okay, so without further ado, the Women Are Worthy Network, we're here. We're so happy. We're honored to have Fruitkid.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. What an intro.
Look, I need to sip some water right now because I'm parched. So the fact that we have you on our platform is amazing. And my question to you is, okay, so many people are in the plant-based space, vegan space, things like that. What brought you here?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So I've been on this lifestyle for 10 years. So this would be my 10th year. So what initially brought me onto this lifestyle was that around the age of 16, I started to suffer with a lot of skin issues like cysts and boils. Really, really painful, inflamed, sore, embarrassing conditions. These cysts and boils would appear on my armpit. They would appear on my groin. They would appear on my back. They would just make life just like a living hell for me. Just, even with school, engaging in sports, it would be very painful. Even sitting down at times were very uncomfortable. And I was just very desperate, At the time, I was going to the doctors and they would give me antibiotics. And antibiotics, they did help. They helped for as long as I was taking them. So after the round of antibiotics, which would normally last about a week, I would stop taking it. The issues would go away, the cysts would go away, the boils would go away. And then as soon as I stopped taking it, it would start to slowly come back. And because it worked before, I just kept on going to the doctors, getting antibiotics, and just had this sort of cycle of getting my issues, going to the doctors, getting antibiotics, and just doing multiple rounds of antibiotics. And this pain and suffering and complication health-wise persisted up until the point where I went to university. So it wasn't until 1 year of university studying psychology that I started to. I was still getting the issues. I had a little sense of independence. I'm away from the house now. My mom and family members aren't around. So I started to think to myself, if I don't get control over my health, if I don't find a solution to make this stop at my young age of 18, coming 19 at that time, I was like, I'm going to be suffering forever.
Mhm.
I'm going to be suffering forever. The doctors, the antibiotics doesn't work long term. So I was thinking to myself, I'm going to be suffering forever if I don't figure this. And I was in a very desperate state. I remember just like, even to the point where I was even like praying. And I don't normally, at the time, I didn't normally think about, like, wanting to get into prayer just to solve my solutions. I did come up from a spiritual background, religious background, but at that time I got on my knees and I started to pray. And then shortly after that, I started to discover all about a plant-based lifestyle. I come across information that said a lot of Black people were lactose intolerant. Um, I come across information saying that 65% of the world is lactose intolerant, all these different things. And I was like, I've been consuming milk my whole life. What's going on here? So from there, I started to educate myself on the plant-based lifestyle, watched a few TED Talks, came across a few plant-based doctors, came across a few people in the raw food space. And I was like, all right, okay. And then from there, I was like, right, I'm in pain. I'm suffering. It doesn't seem like my issues are going away with the antibiotics, which were like the holy grail. I've got nothing to lose. Let me try this. And yeah, it's been 10 years. The first week of trying it, I started to see my issues starting to diminish. And that was the motivation that I need to uh, persist in this lifestyle, persist in studying this lifestyle, and persist in continuing to try to refine this lifestyle until I'm at the stage where I'm at now, where the issues that I suffered with are very infrequent. It's not they don't. It's not that I never get them anymore, but it's extremely infrequent, which is a lot better than it happening every single day, every single week for years. So yeah.
Is it so when you're getting them, do you notice if you're under undue stress and that's when it comes, or it
Um,
just pops up?
it's interesting because I know there's a lot of psychological factors that can influence people's sort of acne and getting cysts and boils. But for me personally, it's primarily down to what I eat. It's primarily down to what I eat. Because I tried, at the time, like, I've engaged in meditation and stuff like that. But I know myself, if I engage in meditation, but I'm not controlling what I put in my mouth, I'm still going to have issues. So ultimately, it's down to what I eat. That's what I've discovered. The
And
main
see,
cause.
and they talk about that even when you're exercising, it doesn't matter how much you're exercising,
Mhm,
90% is what you put in, what's in the kitchen, right?
mhm,
Because you still have people who are plant-based. So I want to ask a question, if I may.
mhm.
When you
Yeah.
decided to go plant-based, how did your why do I sound like I'm screaming? Oh my God. I'm just so
Just
excited to have you
excited.
on the
Just
show.
excited. Yeah, just
I know.
excited.
So when you decide to go plant-based,
Mhm,
um, how or vegan, how did your family take that? And if you're in a relationship,
mhm,
do you find, and if that person isn't plant-based, is it
mhm.
harder or easier? How does that work for you?
So initially, my family, I think the majority of my family, I don't think they cared that much. My mom had a bit of like, um, it took a bit of getting used to because obviously, I grew up eating a lot of dishes that had lots of like meat, lots of like fried foods, oil, lots of like fish and chicken and beef, and I had a lot of dishes growing up that contained quite a lot of animal products. So it was a bit of it took a bit of getting used to for my family, but ultimately, I think that in the grand scheme, whenever my mom generally, whenever she saw that I was getting healthier and she saw that my issues were starting to decrease, the issues that she observed me suffering with for years, I think that sort of softened the transition, because I don't know what parent wouldn't want to see their child getting better after years of suffering. So yeah.
Hello,
So I
Craft.
know, sorry, and the dating thing, yeah, generally speaking, it's not really been a massive issue. The older I get and the longer I'm on this lifestyle, the more I want to be with someone who is following the same lifestyle, because it's not just about health for me anymore. It's about the animals. It's about ethics. So generally speaking, I don't really care what people do as long as they're not harming anyone. But when it comes to adopting a vegan lifestyle and mindset, where you're seeking to minimize or reduce or eliminate the amount of animal suffering that's going on in the world, it 100% helps whenever your partner is also on the same page, so.
It does, because, and then you have your friends, because I do a lot of socializing, and I've learned to, because this is me, this is how I was born into this. But here's the thing: when you go, if they're preparing foods for you, or if you're going places, oh, this person's a vegan, so they just think we only can eat salads, right?
I like salads. Like people hating on salads. I'm like,
no, I'm hating on it, because I'm gonna tell you why. They just think that we eat salads, but why are you bringing me salad that has cheese in it? And then when I tell you I can't have the cheese, okay, let me go pick it out. No, bro, that's not how it works, bro. It don't work that way. You can't get the cheese out of it, right? So I find that hilarious. So when I'm going places, like if I'm invited, when I go places, hi Craft, we're doing fine. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to share, like. Don't forget to share and subscribe. So what I've done, basically, I have my baggies, right? My zip baggies. So I have, just so if I'm invited to a place, sometimes I'll eat before I get there, or I'll eat half of what I have, or I'll sneak in little proteins with me. So if the salad is pure salad, then I'll bring my protein to eat with the salad. And so I can at least eat with people, because we're here where a lot of things are social, and people put things around food. It's heavily into food. It's not like, oh, 10 of us, let's go bike riding. No, let's go have dinner, right? So
I would go bike riding. Yeah,
and I do too, because now we do things outside. We go horseback riding and things with other women. But I've noticed, like, so when I go to a restaurant, I set the tone. I look at the menu before I get there, right? So I know what I'm going to order, and I always order first, and then I let up, because then I have to ask the waiter questions or things like that. So my question to you, now that you've healed, or you're in a healing, what made you decide to, okay, I got this down pat, let me now help other people?
Yeah, so I think that what I went through personally, I thought to myself, there's probably millions of people out there suffering in silence, and they don't really have anybody to inspire them. They don't have anyone educating them or sharing the information. I just thought to myself that I wouldn't be where I'm at now if other people weren't sharing the information. So I would just be lost. I might have gotten taken, swooped in by the carnivore community or something like that. I don't know. But it was.
Wait a minute, stop right there. Yeah. Look, just because he's on that platform, don't come for me. You go to Fruitkid, at Fruitkid on Instagram. You go to him. I didn't make that statement. That was him. So don't send me no emails. Go to him. Okay, now you can resume.
Yeah. So it's just seeing other people sharing the message. People like Arnold Barrett, at the time, all the plant-based doctors, all the TED Talks that I was watching on plant-based lifestyles, all the books, just people shared in that information, and that is what helped me. So I just, like, what else am I gonna do with my life? Like, what else am I gonna do with my life apart from try to make a difference and try to help people get healthy, get fit, save the planet, save the animals? Like, hopefully I'm here up until till I'm 100. Like, what else am I gonna do? That's just sort of how I saw it. And I find, I get tremendous joy sharing this information and helping others. So that is the main reason why I did it.
And for me, for
Mm.
years, because I'm Jamaican and Cuban and
Mhm.
raised in Jamaica, you don't go to the doctor. You go to the back go into the back, pick up the bush that has three
Mm.
leaves, or pick up the that has four leaves, or pick.
Yeah.
So we were used to that, right? So
Mhm.
my friends coming to the States, getting older, they would always ask me questions, and I would help them, like, Jackie, I cut my finger. What should I use? Because they
Mm.
would see things happen to me, and I would just run to the doctor. So my
Mhm.
husband's like, why don't you go on YouTube? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't know if I want to go. He's like, why don't you create a platform? Why don't you start talking about plant-based eating? Why don't
Mhm.
you talk about recipes and
Mhm.
things that or not only that, but basically herbs, because a lot of things with herbs.
Mhm.
And why don't you talk about relationships? You've been married over 30 years. And I'm like, okay, dude,
Fair
all right,
play.
whatever, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I decided to do. I said, okay, who wants to listen? So when I did my first show because my cooking show is called Chopping It Up with Jackie. So it's a
I like
play in
that.
words,
I like
right?
that. I
Chopping It Up
like
with
that.
Jacqueline. So we talk about things and how to eat better and healthier. The only thing I don't do on my platform is I'm not here to hate. I'm not here to judge people. I'm here to love you, right? So
Mm.
even if you're a carnivore or a meat eater, I'm here to, okay, let's have a meatless Monday, meatless Tuesday, or
Mm.
whatever it is that we need to do, going through transition. So those are the things. But what I want to have a conversation with you is, I know that a person gets diagnosed with something, they go to the doctor gives them a pill, they suck down the pill. But
Mhm.
when you're talking to them about, hey, why don't you try this, then they want to incorporate so many different things. Well, I don't like eating that, and I don't know. And I'm like, okay, that's like almost going to Weight Watchers and they're telling you what you need to eat. But then,
Mhm.
well, can I have this? Can I have, if it's not on the damn menu, you can't have it.
Mm. Yeah.
Woo, they be trying me over here, Fruitkid. They be
Mm.
trying me. But I realize I have to be patient with people. It takes time,
It takes
because if
time.
you've been eating meat for 40 years, I can't expect you just to jump in one day, 2 days, 3 days to do that. Because I used to prep meals for people and send it to
Mhm.
Philly all over, but that's not where my joy was. My joy is, I want to teach you the fish. I don't want to give you the fish, right?
Mm.
So that's my goal. Like when you go to a trainer, eventually you want to get off the thing, because I don't want to be an addiction to someone. So what has been your most, since you've been doing this, what has been your most epiphany with the client that you're like, wow, that, and I
Mm.
know all your clients are special and we're
Mm.
special, but what was that one moment that made you feel like, made you dab yourself and like pop your collar?
Mm. I think for me personally, anytime I'm working with someone, just seeing them making incremental changes towards a plant-based lifestyle, or if they're already, eating plant-based, moving towards the direction of just eating more whole foods, less oil, less fake meats, less all these sort of processed foods. So anytime I see clients just making incremental changes towards a healthier and healthier lifestyle, to me that's everything. Um, and just another thing as well is, whenever I'm working with someone, they start to understand that, like, carbohydrates aren't the problem. Fruit isn't the problem. Potatoes aren't the problem. Rice isn't the problem. Beans isn't the problem. Um, Whenever someone can understand that human beings, we are frugivores by design, and then after we mastered fire, civilizations were fueled by starches like potatoes, rice, corn, wheat, barley, quinoa. So whenever someone can understand that carbohydrates aren't the problem, that makes me happy. that makes me happy, because now, okay, we've reached common ground, and we can go to work on trying to improve upon sort of different areas of your lifestyle. So.
Yeah, because what people need to understand, you also, for those who know the Bible,
Mm.
in the Garden of Eden, it was just fruits that they were eating,
Oh,
right?
don't bring that up. Don't bring that up. Don't bring that, because a lot of people want to skip that part. A lot of people want to skip that part. That's like, what? What was that in there?
Look, I'm a disruptor, so I
Yeah.
have no problems. Okay. So
Mm,
I want people to understand that that's what people were eating.
yeah.
And then, fruits and vegetables. Fruits does not give you diabetes. It does
No.
not. People need to understand. And if you eat, because I'm always juicing, and people are like, oh my
Yeah.
God, like every morning I have a mango, right? And then
Nice.
I have my watermelon. I'm addicted to watermelon. So I'll
It's
have
so
some.
good.
I'll juice some, and then the other half and seed it. And I try to explain to people how good seeds are, because the watermelon seeds are very, very good to you and good for you, right? And I also talked about the grind, the rind. The rind is very good to also
The
eat,
juice,
right?
the rind, and stuff like that.
Exactly. So I just, I'm drinking, and even like when I go, because I have a trainer now. So when I go to the gym, instead of drinking water, I bring my watermelon cut up in a container. And in between sessions, when we're working out, I eat the watermelon. She's like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, and then if I don't bring water, I bring my coconut water to
Oh,
drink.
okay.
Better
Nice.
hydration and stuff. So I'm trying to get people away. Look, I was born in this. I'm true to this, not new to this, right? So I'm trying to tell people about Gatorade, like the sugar and things like that.
Get them on the
So,
Gatorade.
uh, so and I understand, I just want people to see that you can survive on fruit juice. You can survive on, things like that, because just try it. Don't just say you don't like it. Try it first, because I believe in trying it first before you say you don't like it, because you never
100%.
know. And the key to plant-based people is called seasonings. Seasonings. Spices. Get to know your
Yeah.
spices. Fruitkid, on Saturdays or Sundays when I go to the market, I say I go to the international market. I go to my Jamaican markets for my spices. I go to my Asian markets. I go to my Trini markets. I go all
You're going all over.
all over. It's tiring, but I do that. So what pearls of wisdom can you share with people? And again, before you say that, guys, please go on his Instagram. It's called, he's at Fruitkid. When I tell you, he is amazing. He is amazing. Look, I'm not trying to put folks on here I don't like or I don't gel with, because life is too short. But this dude, we were talking. First of all, tell them where you are right now.
Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, yeah.
I don't think they heard you. Say it again, my brother.
I'm in Northern Ireland.
Do y'all see that? You see that, right? He's in Northern
Connecting with people all over the world.
Yes. What brought you to Ireland?
My family just decided to. They were just looking for somewhere to settle in Europe, so they just settled on in Northern Ireland. So,
where were you originally from?
Nigeria.
And you guys.
So my parents are Nigerian. Yeah.
So what did you guys do? Just looked at the map and threw the dart, and it went to Ireland of all places?
Honestly, you're gonna have to interrogate my parents for that one. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been here since I was 7. So I'm
Wow.
29 now. 29 now.
So how is the vegan lifestyle in Ireland?
For a long time it was non-existent, really. For a long time it was non-existent. And every year it just gets better and better, but that's just the trend of veganism all over the world. So
yes,
so it is getting better and better in Ireland and stuff like that. But places like Dublin would be far better than where I'm at.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's good. But it's not too bad. Yeah.
So let's say you were given a show, because we have writer's strike now. But let's say Tyler Perry approached you and said, brother, I'm going to give you a show. You just need to give me the title. What would you call your show?
I don't know. That's hard.
We make people think over here. We make you think.
What would be the title of my show? I don't know. Get healthy with Clinton. I don't know. Eat fruit, feel cute. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I like that. Tough. Well, we got speaking in existence. So, you don't know who may be calling you, and you better have that name, because if you don't have the name, you ain't going to get a show. You don't want to miss your blessings, my brother.
I do have a show. I do have a show idea that I thought would be interesting. It would be like a concept where you get people who believe that carbohydrates make you fat. you get them all in a like a Big Brother type environment, and you just get the best plant-based chefs just to make them potato dishes, rice dishes, fruit smoothies, etc., and just lock them in there for like 90 days, and then just see what happens.
I like that.
Are they getting fatter? You know, just see what happens. So I think that would be a funny idea for a show.
What is your goal for the next 2 years? What do you hope to accomplish?
I want to be self-employed, just helping people lose weight to the point where I can do that anywhere in the world, because ultimately that's what I want to do. I want to just help people get healthy and fit, save the planet, save the animals, and just make music that sort of speaks to that lifestyle. So ultimately, yeah, just self-employed, doing this online. So that'll be a good goal. I'd like to get sub 20. I'd like to get sub 20 in my 5K park run time, and eventually get 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and Instagram. I think that'd be a pretty cool goal.
Well, you look, I always believe in sharing is caring, and I'm not here on the planet by myself. So for those of you that are watching the live and the tape version of it, the replay, please go ahead and subscribe to his YouTube channel, subscribe to his Insta. Look, we gotta support each other, okay? That's just the only way I know, because I can't keep my closed fist, and reach out for something, right? I have to put both hands out and help other people, and they help me, because God, I'm blessed. So why not bless other people? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel as well. Like, subscribe. And again, for those who don't know, I started this channel because I started the platform because I also mentor young kids. And talking to the young kids, they were telling me the Lady Gagas, the Beyonce, the Jay-Z's are their role models. And I'm like, wait a minute, we have people in our community that, or live in your community, even your parents are role models. And I'm not saying all, but we have people in the community that are role models. So why not interview them? Yes, we have conversations with celebrities. Yes, we do. But we also have conversations with, because I want them to see, when we bring the celebrities on, we don't talk about their movies, we don't talk about their music, we don't talk about their books. We talk about, because basically they put on their clothes, their pants one leg at a time. So if you're at the top of your career, how did you get there? And more importantly, how did you stay there? How are you staying there? And are you supporting the village around you? So we talk about that, right? And then we talk about relationships, because I've been married almost old as God, right? I've been married for a while. So I talk about relationships because I got sick and tired of people talking about relationships who are not married, never been in a relationship, divorced 5-6 times. I'm not even gonna say his name. Okay? All I'm gonna say is, think like a man, okay? No, women don't need to think like a man, right? So I wanted to provide an equal balance on that. And then with the plant-based lifestyle, because I've gone through a lot, and I want to show people, I'm a sex trafficking survivor, so I want to show people what healed looks like. You don't have to wear your scars on your arm, right? So you don't have to look, Fruitkid, what I do is I wake up every morning with I don't look at glass half empty, half full. Give me the damn pitcher and let me pour it in the water, right? Pour it in the glass. I'm the master of my own destiny. That's
I like that.
Look at it. That's you're not going to tell me half full. We're not doing that. So that's what I do. I surround myself with positive people. Yes, do negative things happen to positive people? Oh, of course.
100%. Yeah, they do.
It does, but you can't think about, if you fall, you got to make sure your village doesn't let you fall. You should be able to slip, and someone should be able to catch you, right? So that's what I'm all about. What you see is what you get. I'm a Capricorn. I don't have no filter. I don't give up. Bleep. I'm here to have fun on this platform. So I'll be doing more lives, more things like that, because I know I have an amazing personality. And for those of you like, she's cocky. No, I know what I know.
You know what you have. You know what you have.
Yes, I know my shortcomings, and I know, like, I'm not patient. Yeah, but the other stuff, I want to be my best friend. Okay, I want to be my best friend. So
yeah, you got great energy. You got great energy.
I just want to thank you again. And if there's anything that you're doing, you want us to post it, you want to, again, please go to Fruitkid. Fruitkid. Can't be any easier than that. Go on his Instagram. Do you have a website?
I don't.
Okay, it's okay. Nowadays, websites.
Yeah.
So go on his, and he may have some link tree or whatever. Just go on his page. I'm telling you, we're spending so much money in deductibles. We're spending so much money in co-pays. Why not? Here's the good thing about being vegan or plant-based, y'all, and no one else in any platform can say this or in this space. You can still be on your medications, right? And you could still incorporate what we're talking about. There's no side effect. Now I understand. Here's the thing. Some medications you can't have grapefruit, right? But I'm talking about on a whole when it comes to plant-based, vegan, whatever you want to call it. You can still incorporate that. Maybe some morning you can just have fruits, or if you want to have oatmeal. I'm not saying you can't have stuff like that, but if you're going to have oatmeal, have rolled oats, right? Put some nuts in it. Have some, have your berries, have all of that in it. I'm telling you, look, I am not on anything. I'm hyper on life. Can you imagine if I was on some stuff?
You'd be bouncing off walls, just like
what? I get up 4 o'clock every morning.
Running a marathon just to burn it all off.
What? Like and that's why I walk. I because I do a lot. But I love life, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Women Are Worthy Network. You could be anywhere on this planet. You chose to be in my space and Fruitkid's space. I appreciate you. This is a platform that I appreciate, because if you're not watching, it's not going to be worth it for us. So we want you to share, like, and subscribe. Again, please go to Fruitkid. Forget about me for a minute. I said just for a minute, okay? Go to Fruitkid's page and just like it, subscribe. Just say, hey, what's up, my brother? He's in Northern Ireland. I'm going to hit him up once, because that's one of my, when I was 14, a couple of my friends they went to Ireland, and I didn't go. So I'm going to come through. I'm going to come through. Come through. Come through, my brother. Come through. So I got you. So I'm thinking about some things we can collaborate on, man. I'm thinking about some things right now.
I love your energy so much.
So again, and also I want to collaborate with the vegan rabbi. He's in Israel. So I think there's some things we can do. But anyway.
Yeah.
Today, I want everyone to have a motivational Monday, turnaround Tuesday, wind down Wednesday, terrific Thursday, freak down Friday, soothing Saturday, and don't forget, y'all, self-care Sunday. Never forget about self-care, because you are, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not good to your village or your people or your family. So without further ado, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Again, like, subscribe, share. Bye, everyone.
Peace.